Consistency is the first thing I'm going to say. Because from consistency, it breeds like a lot of things. When you're consistently making YouTube videos, over time, you're going to be like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and figure out a better YouTube video. So when you're consistent, it's like it births new things.
Niggas be hating, trying to blemish my image. Who want the smoke?
Yo, what's going on, people? I got a very special guest in the building today. A very, very special guest. One of my closest friends. One of the people I look up to the most. One of the hardest working men I know on YouTube. Mr. Ashanti the GOAT. What's going on, man?
What's good, bro?
I'm all right, man. I'm good. How about you?
Pretty good.
Yeah? Okay, so we'll just get into you, Ashanti, if that's okay.
I hope not inside of me.
What? Yeah, not inside. I mean, that's okay if it's 2019, so.
Gender neutral.
Exactly. Yeah. In public, you have to be very, very careful what you say these days, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because you can mess up. But I think the biggest, though, is the transgender thing.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that.
And the whole, pronouns, and you have to make sure you call people by their real names, not their dead names, and especially in HR, it's a big thing for me at least.
What do you mean by their dead names?
The name that they were called usually at birth. If they were transitioning to a woman, they would want to be called by their woman name instead of their.
It's called a name.
Yeah, their dead name is their original name. I'm in the know these days. Let me get into your YouTube journey a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. When did it start? Because I know it was a long time ago. A lot of people don't know that it was a long, long time ago, right?
Yeah, it's been a year now. I think I started last year. Well, the first time I started YouTube was probably 2000. It was a minute ago. It was in 2009. I just got a camera from, I think it was my aunt or my uncle. And then me and my brother just made one short little video that makes of one of my other friends' YouTube channel. And then we just posted that on one of my old channels. That's the first actual video that I put up there.
So what made you keep going though?
So when I moved overseas, I created that second channel out of boredom. Remember me talking
Where did you move to?
I moved to the Middle East.
The Middle East, okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
And so we created that YouTube channel because we were bored at the house most of the time. Mm-hmm. At that point, I was online school, and my little brother was doing online school too. And it was too hot in the days to go out, so we just made YouTube videos inside the house to stay.
I feel like the best things are made from boredom.
Yeah, no,
for
facts,
sure. But it's a difference between doing something for leisure or a hobby and doing it for money. So
it makes it completely different.
When was that for you? When was that transition?
What do you mean? When was the transition to
when you were I can make money from this? I should do make money, and you pursued it.
When I first started making money from YouTube was back when I was over there too, because that's when YouTube's policies were different. Mm-hmm. So I was making $20 every here and there. But I took a big break from YouTube, and then I just started back up, a year ago, rebranding, had a whole new name, new channel, everything like that. But when I did start creating...
you can name drop, bro. What's the name of your channel? You don't have to be ambiguous.
Ashanti the GOAT.
Ashanti the GOAT, okay.
With the capital G for GOAT.
Capital G?
And so when I started getting paid for the Ashanti the GOAT channel, everything kind of changes, because then they like to monetize and demonetize everything that you do. So once you start making money, and then they just demonetize it. It's you weren't doing it for the money, but now that the money's coming in, it's you want the money. So it kind of changes up the whole vibe of your video and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's I don't know, for me, it would be a lot of, to me, it seems like a foreign land. It's a lot of things you have to know. Did you kind of just happen to stumble onto it? Or it was what gave you that background to even actually?
The background that gave me video editing and being creative and technologically versed, I guess, is I had a friend when I lived in Georgia, and he was into video editing and stuff like that. I just picked it up from him. So I just watched him when he was editing videos, and he liked to make videos. So I kind of got I think I got it from him for the most part. And then from that, I just kept going on YouTube and studying different things.
So was there one instance where you were wait a second, I'm popping. I like the way this feels. I'm going to keep going, or was it you just kept going?
So before I did YouTube, I was an internet comedian. I used to go on to this site called YouNow. And then I started getting a lot of fans and stuff on there. And the reason I created the YouTube channel was from them, because they were oh, you should make a YouTube channel. But when I had that feeling that I was popping, it was from doing internet comedy and having a lot of fans and people following me in all sorts of social media. Low key, not even low key, literally the fans that I made from overseas still follow me and keep up with me today and still text me from that. So yeah.
That's crazy.
That was the first moment.
Was there a time where a fan or something did something crazy that you just were whoa, I can't believe that happened?
Yes, but they weren't a fan. You mean a fan specifically or any random person on the internet?
Like, what was the most, I guess you could say, like, craziest thing a fan did to you? Like, liked all your pictures on, I don't know, anything.
They found out where I lived. Yeah, they found out where. They kind of like found out where I stayed, and then that was a big thing. I had to take the video down.
Is this when you were overseas?
Oh, no, this is when I was here, when I was at FAU.
So you were in Dubai. You were making YouTube videos. Was there like a stopping point, like a big gap, or like what happened?
Okay, if I'm gonna do it like that, I say I was in Dubai. I used to just watch a lot of YouTube videos, but I never thought about starting a YouTube channel. And then I don't know how I found the online live site where you could just go and talk to people live. But I went on that site, started doing funny things, started making funny videos. Started doing funny things on live over there and built up an audience from that. Then they said that I should start a YouTube channel. And then I started up the YouTube channel from there and just kept doing like different requests that the people had. Oh, I was dancing and like pouring water on myself I don't know. It was for something.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was dancing and I think I was pouring water on myself and I don't know. It was a lot. I just did a lot of wild stuff.
You were just dancing?
Yeah.
That was a request?
No, it wasn't a request. It was like, because sometimes
you just woke up one day and was like,
10 seconds go, boom, next person. 10 seconds go, boom, next person.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't like, if you didn't do anything entertaining, it's like no one to keep watching you. So I was like, all right, boom, how do I catch people's attention? And you're like,
water.
Yeah, if you see this guy, like, why is he shirtless with the water on his body like that? Then people are just kind of like, all right, let me just watch a little bit longer. So then that's how you like pull people's attention.
It's all about attention. So we talk about your YouTube career a little bit. I know it can go a little bit deeper than that. Well, a lot bit deeper than that. But tell me about like your aspirations outside of YouTube. Like what else are you into besides that?
Businesses, investing, real estate. That's it. Outside of content creation as a whole.
That's a lot. So did you just wake up one day and was like, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, or what? Like how was that?
How did entrepreneurship start?
Yeah.
First business I created when I was like 10. So it was my mom and I. We bought a whole bunch of snacks from, I think it was like Sam's Club or something like that. And then, actually, no, it was before that. But yeah, we bought a whole bunch of snacks at Sam's Club. And then I was like, you know how like every neighborhood in the hood has like the candy man? Or like I was the candy man basically. So that was the
You was trapping. You was trapping.
No. Always trapping. Always trapping. Snacks.
Trapping snacks.
Trap snacks. But nah, yeah. I was just trapping out these little snacks to get my little money. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I used to buy candy, and then while we were on the bus, I would scoot under the seats and like go on my back while the bus was riding and like sell candy to people like going up. And that's what I did.
Wait a second. We're not just going to breeze by that. So while the bus was driving, you were on your back going between
under the seats. Yeah.
Under the seats. Handing out candy.
No.
Hey,
not handing out.
Want some candy?
I tapped them like, hey, you got any candy?
That's your pitch?
Yeah, no, that was it.
Wait, how old were you?
This was
24.
19. I don't know. I think it was in 6th grade.
And did your mom know you were doing this?
Yeah.
She was, hey,
Did she know I was on my back selling candy?
Yes.
No. Did she know I was selling candy? Yeah.
Well, I guess, knowing you a little bit, you always take things to the next level. So you never ashamed to make some money, I would say.
Definitely not.
So that's what's up. Okay. So it started off with candy, then it jumped to what?
Chips.
It started with chips and candy, and then it jumped to what?
Chips, and then it went to candy, and then it started. Then that's when I made my first website. I think after that, I was like 13. I think that's when I either created a website or that's when I started up my first like organization or something like that. I don't remember what it was. It was one of those.
So you wanted to be an entrepreneur, right? And this was like from the beginning. You always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So what led you to like college, things like that, and what led you to that?
Why came to college?
Yeah, why did you come to college if you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
No, I didn't want to be an entrepreneur. I just was. I was just like, entrepreneurship was always second nature. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm trying to be the next greatest entrepreneur. It was just like, I've just always created small businesses. Just my thing. Originally, before I moved overseas, medical school to do plastic surgery, or I was going to come to the States to do marine biology, while also pursuing the other things that I was doing on the side, but that I needed to do, that I could only do in Florida, which was like modeling and voice acting. So that was how I kind of like ended up at FAU. Okay, so far we've had you selling candy on your back. We've had you trying to become a marine biologist, a plastic surgeon, a model, a YouTube sensation. Anything else? Am I missing anything? Not that I could think.
Wait. No, insurance, right? Insurance salesman. A real estate agent, What else? Anything else?
No, that's basically
That's it?
Yeah.
Dope smoke.
What is that?
Okay. All right. So we got all of those. And then you ended up doing what? What did you graduate with?
IT.
IT.
Computer science is what I tell everybody.
Computer science.
Yeah.
So after all of that, you settled on computer science.
Yep.
What out of all of those things made you settle on computer science?
So when I went to school, my actual major was international business. But basically, it was going to be my fallback. The only reason I did it is because I knew that computers was going to be my fallback. Because if all hell break loose, I know that my uncle has a lot of industry knowledge, makes a lot of money in it, and I could easily just get all the information from him. So that was my whole big. If everything else fails, then I could always do IT. The jobs for IT, there's always going to be a job for.
Your
that
plan
was
B.
my mindset.
So you do believe in a plan B?
At that point,
I guess
if you have a plan B, you're not willing to go all in for your plan A. Sometimes. It depends on the person. For me, if I have a plan B, then subconsciously I'm going to be like, you know what? Well, I can always do this on the side. If all hell breaks loose, I could just do this.
That is a gem. So, okay, you want to be an entrepreneur. You went to college for your own reasons. But if you were going to give somebody else advice on going to college versus the entrepreneur track, what would be kind of like
college?
Go to college?
Yeah. Don't be an entrepreneur. It's depressing. It's a roller coaster. Yeah, one day you have more money than you ever had in your life, and then the next day you're dirt broke, and then the next day it's like, oh my God, I got so much money. And the next day, you're scraping up money to buy some bread.
So what makes you keep going?
It's natural. It's just what I enjoy doing. If you could go wake up and do one thing and you couldn't fail and it'd make you happy for the rest of your life, what would it be? And then everything always leads back to I do content creation and I do like entrepreneurship. So those are the two things that I'm doing.
Hey, there you go. There you have it.
Yeah.
That's definitely, it takes a lot of will to do all of those things.
Yeah,
right?
It takes a lot of time too.
To be a content creator is constant grind. Grind.
And you don't get any money. Like, I think people over glorify like entrepreneurship and like content creation, but like if you want to get your return on investment, it doesn't come back for a while, depending. On average, it doesn't come back for a while. You have to like be going hard at it and then you start making your money back. Keep reinvesting it. So like, let's say even doing podcasts or YouTube videos, when you finally start getting those YouTube checks and your podcast checks and those money start coming in, it's like, all right, you can have your money and you can use it to pay your bills, or you could take all of that money and reinvest it back into your podcast so that you could scale faster. Like, even though you're getting the money, it's a cash eating business. So you got to throw it back into it to get more money.
Keep going. So you pretty much is what you're saying is you can't get rid of the struggle. Like, you can't run away from the struggle. At some point, you're going to struggle.
If you want to be successful, you're going to have to go through. There's literally no way around it.
Pressure make diamonds.
Literally.
Bust pipes. What was that?
What? Okay. Sigh.
Okay, so I know like entrepreneurship is becoming like a really sexy type of topic right now. Like, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to start their own business. Everybody wants to sell something. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to create something. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber, a podcaster. What would be your biggest advice to them?
Research. Before even research, I say consistency. Consistency is the first thing I'm going to say, because from consistency, it breeds like a lot of things. When you're consistently making YouTube videos, over time, you're going to be like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and figure out a better YouTube video. So when you're consistent, it's like it births new things. So that would be the first thing I would say. Probably be grit. Or a hard towards thing. Like, if you're not willing to like go all in and just really bust your ass, then like you're not going to get any results from it. You got to 10x. You got to think massive thinking. 10x your dreams. 10X. Reach for the clouds.
What's 10x? What's that?
10x is 10x multiplying your goals. So like if you say you want to make one video a day on YouTube, you'll multiply that by 10 and make 10 videos a day. Because whatever you think your goal is, it's going to need a lot more effort. It's going to need massive effort in order to get to what you want. That's the best way I could describe it.
Or probably even close to what you want.
Yeah.
So that's what you do?
Yeah. I used to make one vlog a week. And then after that, when it got to December, I started doing one vlog a day. And then after I started reading the 10X book and I got some more ideas and stuff like that, then I started doing one video every day, period. No matter what, I always post up one video on top of my vlog, on top of liking comments, on top of commenting the comments. So just like doing everything and covering like all my ends.
Over and over and over again, consistently with grit.
Because then you can just be comfortable, you can build slowly, you'll be content. I mean, you just got to do what makes you happy. So I'd rather be dead than to like do that.
And I think that's one of the things that kind of leads people to be unsuccessful. Mm-hmm. They don't really know what they want. They might see what other people do.
Yeah.
And then say, okay, that's what I want. Yeah, they're just kind of looking for it.
Yeah, the grass always looks green. Like everybody's like, oh, you get to wake up every day and do whatever you want. Like you don't gotta go clock in. Now I don't gotta clock in, but I gotta clock in my closet, and I probably gotta put in double the amount of hours that you do. That's just how it is. You start knowing. Makes you happy.
And it's just been like a natural thing for you, where it's just
when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, it's low key been like this my entire life. It's literally always been like I've always been a businessman, literally.
Always been a businessman, always grinding, always selling candy, always making YouTube videos. So pretty much you're not doing anything new.
I'm not.
You're not doing anything new.
I went all around the world, different jobs, just to come back to the one thing that came naturally.
That is amazing.
And that's more money than I would.
Right. Usually that's what happens. Like people try to run from what they are called to do.
You come right back to it.
And you come right back to it. You try to go over here because this looks shiny. You try to go over there because somebody else is doing this. And then you end up failing at all of those things or becoming decent at all of those things, but not being the best and not feeling the best. Yeah. Not being fulfilled. And you pretty much always come back to center. That's why I like to take a lot of time out just to kind of be still. Not a lot of time, but sometime be still and kind of refocus.
Agreed. That's why I take a lot of time in my room. A lot of times I'm writing things down, making sure I know where my head's at, know what I'm thinking, know what I want. I'm going back. Like everything I do is align with my vision. And that's why a lot of times you'll hear me say like, if it doesn't align with your vision, it shouldn't align with you. So I'm always making sure like, all right, does this align with my vision? Do I actually want to do this?
What was the time where you figured out that you didn't want to do something? Like this wasn't for you? Oh, my last job. I was doing property management at, I forgot but that's the day when I... blah, blah, blah company. Yeah, I don't remember. I was just, I was on campus and I wanted a front desk job. I don't know why. I just really wanted a front desk job because I'm like, I could sit at the front desk and I could do my work. I'm like, oh, this is lit. So I applied to hotels because I just wanted to be a receptionist. Is that a receptionist? Yes. Even for a male, is receptionist? Oh my God. We're gender neutral. It's 2019. We talked about this already.
You're right. So yeah, I want to be a receptionist, and then I didn't get hired for a job. But then the same day, I got hired for another one to be basically a front desk manager at another place. So I did that. And I just remember I was just going to work. I was waking up, and at this time I was joining my organization, Alpha Kappa Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and it was just a stressful time in my life, basically. Right. And then I just remember like, why am I waking up every morning and going to do this? Like I hate it. I literally go there and I sat down for 6 to 8 hours doing absolutely like my job was literally to sit there.
And there's some people that listen to this and be like, I would die to do that. What?
Bro, I literally had all the jobs that people would kill for. Yeah. And I was like, no. Like, no.
Everything that's for you ain't, everything that's good to you ain't good for you. Yeah. I'm going to say it again. Everything that's good to you ain't good for you.
That's facts. Because I remember calling my mom one morning. I was like, look, I am very unhappy. Like I was like, I'd rather kill myself than to go in this job right now. And I was 100% serious. And that was the entrepreneurship turning point. That was that moment where I was just like, I don't care how much money I make working for myself. As long as I could pay rent and do the basic things, I'm not getting a job. I'm not doing this.
Wow.
Yeah, that was that big moment.
That's how you know?
Yeah, I was just in the car like, no, I'm never doing this again.
So you're like, is your mom like supportive of your lifestyle?
Is my mom supportive of mine? Yeah, she says she is, even though at moments I don't feel like it. But yeah, well, actually now more than ever, yeah. Because now she's coming for me for like house advice, business advice. Now everybody comes to me for business advice. When at first it was, oh, you just have a little business. And then I surprised my mom with a whole store. And it's like, all right, he's actually like doing something out here. So now she comes for business advice. She comes for advice when she wants to like get a house and stuff like that. So it's just like now people are seeing my
the work you put in years ago.
Even when I don't.
The work you put in, man. So your family is very like not just your mom, but like your overall support system.
Yeah,
like they're very supportive of it.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like my uncle. My uncle was the biggest one because I even remember where I was standing. I was outside of the student union and I was just asking about like IT because I could easily get an IT job like that. Like I got a full-time IT job in my field while I was in school, like while I was just a junior. So he was just telling me when you graduate, he's like, don't worry about any of this IT stuff, bro. He's like, just worry about entrepreneurship. And that's what I did.
Worried about entrepreneurship. Do you think you would have went as hard if you wouldn't have said that?
I wouldn't have had that reassurance. So no, I don't think. Because one thing with my uncle, he said a lot of things in the past. And I'm like, all right, if I would have listened to him, I'd be here by now. So this was the moment like, all right, I'm going to stop being dumb dumb and start listening to what he said. And now the more I listen to the stuff that he says, the more everything is like falling into place. Like, all right. Now everything is falling into.
You have to have a mentor. That's what I found out. You have to have a mentor in different types.
Yeah.
So like, who were some of your mentors besides him, I guess, right?
Besides him, well, Jeff, Jazzy Jeff, he's one of the people that taught me how to throw parties like sophomore year.
Jazzy Jeff, the one from like the Fresh Prince in Bel Air?
Yeah, I know him. We go way back.
That's crazy.
Will Smith is my dad, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
We could go this way if you want to. Nah, but Jazzy Jeff, he's a party promoter, DJ, and event coordinator down here. And he's SoFlo. Yeah, so basically he taught me the party game indirectly without trying to. And then
you wear a lot of different hats.
Yeah.
So now you throw parties as well.
I do.
When did you start doing that? Before you, I'm sorry. So do these things just jump into your lap, or is it something like you pursue, or like do you just kind of go with the flow and then just?
It falls into my lap, and I give everything a try. And if it doesn't like check off of what fits well into my life, then I move it to the side.
You take what you have and make something out of it.
Yeah, and if it doesn't fit well, then so to go into that. For example, I started up a online women's clothing store, and I was making a lot of money from that. I think it was a good amount of money. I was making like $100 a day from that. And then the reason I stopped it is because even though it did work, it didn't provide me with what I wanted. So I wanted to put less time into it. That was the biggest thing. I was working too hard to get that each day. So when things don't check out, it's like, okay, this works, but I'm just going to move this to the side. I'm going to table it. I'm going to come back. So like that.
Right.
And this is just one of the things that just worked. Didn't take too much energy. I had enough popularity to post a couple of times and have.
And you're talking about parties.
Yeah. Now I'm talking about parties.
Okay. And it just kind of fell in your lap and you were like, I can do this and I can make money from it and it doesn't take too much time. So why not?
Yeah.
Wow.
It checked out. So yeah. So that's why it's still going on.
Would you consider yourself lucky?
Definitely.
Because me sitting over here on the other side of this table, it's like thing after thing falls in your lap. You move to Dubai, so you fall in love with YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And it isolates you. So then you create this kind of this ecosystem to create.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then you go to the States
Mm-hmm.
where you go to college, right? And get into another ecosystem where it allows you to create and build.
Because I'm the unlucky. If for people that believe in luck, I'm the unluckiest person I'm probably one of the most unluckiest person on the face of this earth. I guarantee you that by far. I'm just not a lucky person. So I just make the best out of my situations. I'm so used to having bad luck. It's just going to be like, all right, go ahead and try to do this to me, universe. I'm just going to flip it around back in your face. So it's one of those things.
You got one up on the universe?
Yeah, that's how it feels. Like even this trip to Cali, it's like, all right, so I'm not going to go.
Trip to Cali. What are you're going to Cali?
I was supposed to be going to California for VidCon, but a series of events happened, deterred me from going.
Wait, VidCon?
Con.
What's that? What's VidCon?
VidCon is
VidCon.
YouTube. It's like Comic-Con. How Comic-Con is for comics, it's like that for YouTube.
What made you want to go there?
So ever since I lived in Dubai, one of the things I used to watch from other YouTubers was them going to Comic-Con. So it was always a big, I go to Comic-Con when I get back to America. And this year is their 10th anniversary, their 10th year anniversary. So a big thing, I gotta go. And then everything, like most randomest situations have happened. And it just deterred me from going.
That's why you say you're unlucky. Yeah. Okay. So from the outside looking in, I would say that you look like you're living that sexy entrepreneur life, right? Like, what would be some differences in like what people perceive you as versus what's really happening?
Perception versus reality,
right? With you,
I guess when people see like the businesses and stuff like that, like, oh yeah, it's cool. It's cool how you can create businesses. It's cool how you just make money from it. I'm struggling doing that too. But then like the same people that say that are the same people that don't want to put in the extra work to like go in chats and post their business 30,000 times, or like the same people that don't want to sit in their closet for hours learning more about their craft and social media promotion and stuff like that. So this is like I put a lot of time into it, and you being someone that knows me can attest that like a lot of the time is like me researching or me being locked in my room learning more about my craft.
Crazy amount of effort. For sure.
Like
when I go to work early in the morning, I see Ashanti going to work early in the morning. Right in his room, I see his light on, him grinding it out. So I can definitely attest to that. You definitely keep me motivated as well to pursue other things outside of a 9 to 5. And with that being said, like what do you think the biggest thing to do if you do have a 9-to-5 and you want to get like financially more stable
to gain financial freedom through a 9-to-5?
There you go.
Putting money to the side, utilizing your 401k plan, opening up a Roth IRA, having a side hobby that you can possibly make money from. Oh, the 3 hobbies thing, that's very important.
I don't know what that is. I don't know.
You don't?
No, I don't know.
You're supposed to have 3 hobbies, one that you can that keeps you in shape, one that you can make money from, and one that has your like creative expression, a hobby that you can creatively express yourself through.
So what are yours? What are your 3 hobbies?
Well, my 3 hobbies is creative expression, YouTube, one that you can make money from, all the businesses, and then
the thing that keeps you in shape.
Keeps me in shape was my
Don't hit
I'm
the table.
sorry.
Because it makes like this big like noise. You've been doing. I forgot to tell you about that. Don't
is my BJJ. I was doing jiu-jitsu for the longest, and then I just started going. Jiu-jitsu and karate.
Which one is that one? Which one is jiu-jitsu?
Ground fighting, when you're on the ground. And
so you wrestle?
Jiu-jitsu, definitely a difference.
So like, would you say like you're like the same like passion you put into all your project, like one project you put in all of them, or is it kind of like you put most of your energy into one thing? Or
no, when I get invested into anything, I get like fully invested. Like I go, like anytime I start up a new business, I'm a ghost. I disappear because you have to fully like understand the craft or understand as much of it as possible in order to like actually make any progress. And I've learned that from like trying and failing, So you just gotta keep try. Fail a bunch. And then get a little win, even more than the previous, and get another. But then those little wins come a little bit more frequently.
Right. And that's why I say it's the perception of entrepreneurship right now is pretty sexy and like, oh, everybody's seeing like that Instagram reel where it's like the best times of your life. Oh, I'm over here with all this money, taking trips, but they don't show you when like they're in the closet, on their computer, like editing and recording videos.
In the physical closet working. In
the physical closet, not the. I mean, but that wouldn't.
Neutral closet.
That wouldn't even.
Matter.
Yeah, it wouldn't even matter. It's 2019. Like, come on, I don't even know why you brought that up. What is a closet? So YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. What is your most successful video on YouTube to date?
Oh, it was a reaction video with some of my line brothers reacting to a K-pop video. Yeah, I was trying to remember it. I can't remember. I know it was to a group called Blackpink. We were just sitting in my one of my LB's houses one day, and then we just said, let's go ahead and just make a video. So we made it, and then that one out of all videos,
the very first one,
probably like the second or the third one. That one caught a big wave, and then the ones after that caught.
So, are you into K-pop?
Yeah.
Like who's your favorite artist?
A group called Blackpink.
That's so random.
It's the most randomest thing.
That's so random. You just into K-pop.
Yeah, you watch it at first. Because I was just making reaction videos to everything, and then someone suggested K-pop, and I was like, I guess I'll do it. And I kept watching a couple of them. I'm like, all right, it's cool. And then when you start getting invested more into the culture, then you start appreciating it more. The more you learn about it, then the more you appreciate it. And that's when you start recognizing people, understanding their names, and even picking up on like a little bit of words.
With the K-pop thing, so somebody like just mentioned it to you? Like one of your friends just mentioned it to you? Was it like a comment or?
I think from the K-pop, one of my line brothers, him and his girlfriend made K-pop videos, and they got like a lot of popularity in the K-pop community. I remember I was looking and seeing K-pop on it, and then another YouTuber said to check it out. So then I checked.
So like, okay, I see you keep on bringing up like line brothers and friends here and friends there. Can you speak to a little bit about like your support system to where it kind of drives you outside of your family? Like, I see you joined a lot of organizations. Right? Why, if you want to be an entrepreneur, why is it important to have that support system?
Why is it important to have a support system as an entrepreneur? Because sometimes people see things in you that you can't see for yourself. And then when they remind you of what they see in you, it's like, it makes you look back in the mirror again and like, you know what? I am the shit. And someone's like, Ashanti, man, you the man. Like, you're going to be a great businessman. Sometimes like, those days is when you start thinking back at that, like, nah. Too many people have been saying it for it to not be true. So then you look in the mirror like, you know what? I am the shit. I'm Shanti the motherfucking goat.
Wow.
Wow. That's what comes into your mind. It's like, all right, I gotta keep, because like entrepreneurship, bro, like one thing people don't understand is you have to keep yourself on a high. Like you have to keep yourself on a
Would you say that
on
you have to
emotional high?
On an emotional high?
You get drained very fast. That's why it's important to get into some sort of.
Would you say that you're like a narcissist?
No, definitely not.
Why not? Because in my mind, entrepreneur, like it's one person doing everything, or like putting everything on his back or her back and just striving for everything, not worrying about anybody else. You kind of have to worry about yourself kind of 24/7 and figure out your goals and your aspirations and grow.
Not a narcissist. I think the best entrepreneurs know themselves very well without getting too big-headed. You just have to know yourself. All the best entrepreneurs know themselves very well, and all the best businessmen know that you can't, in order to be successful, you literally can't do it alone. Like one of the books that they say, no man can enrich himself without enriching others. And that's in Napoleon Hill. I think that's in Rich, but I know it's Napoleon. Yeah. And it's very true. It's very true. You got to find, because you can take that in so many different ways. Like no man can enrich himself without enriching others. So let's say, even if it's providing a service, you're enriching others through providing a service, you know? So you have to enrich someone somehow.
So I see you mentioning a lot of books. How often do you read? You mentioned 10X. You mentioned Think Rich. Like what else?
I read like at least every other day. Like at most, the most I'll go without reading a book, one day in between. But it's usually like, for the most part, every day.
And where do you find these books?
The library.
Well, like...
What? No, I'm joking. I find the books online from researching, listening to what books other entrepreneurs have read before they get successful, and what type of books they read now. Yeah. And usually books like related to the field that like real estate, it'd be doing it too. Real estate, it'd be a lot of real estate books. When I was getting into commerce, it'd be a lot of e-commerce books. When it comes into self-employment, because as a business owner, you're self-employed, it's a lot of self-employment books, a lot of personal finance books, a lot of books about living with less, like The Joy of Less. That's a great book. Just things that pertain to your life and things that you want, other type of books.
Like self-help books for the most part?
No. I've only read like 2 or 3 self-help books. Those are the ones like, I like more practical books. Like that tells you need to do this, this, and this. Self-help books is like more so like uplifting you. You're good. You're like, you know what you're doing. You're the man. It's more so like those.
So like self-help books are more like spiritual, whereas like the books you like are more like practical. To where it's like 10x times every goal you do, or every thing you want to do.
Spiritual and emotional. Yeah.
Right.
They're more so spiritual. That's why when you read them, they put you on a high.
So where does being spiritual lie in entrepreneurship? Is it any room for it, or is it like it's huge?
There's a lot. It's actually huge, because I'm realizing a lot of the great entrepreneurs, and it's something that I didn't even think about too, because I'm not very a religious person, but spirituality is very huge, because a lot of the entrepreneurs that I research, a lot of them meditate. A lot of them actually meditate, or they take time to themselves and clear their minds. And I just recently found out that one of these great business, I think his name is Dan Pina, he's into like chakras, because he's like
he's a nasty man.
He's not nasty. He's nasty, just like, he's like Trump times 10.
Wait, what?
Plus he curses.
Wait, is he just a big orange?
Nah. He'd just be like, "Oh, you stupid monkey," like that. He's that type of guy.
Oh my god,
yeah, great businessman.
The person you follow?
Yeah.
Okay. So where is your spirit like at right now?
My body.
In your body. Okay. So what do you practice as far as spirituality?
The usual, meditating. A lot of it's like emotional intelligence. I would say just making sure I know where my emotions are. I know what I want in life. I'm making sure that I'm putting out positive energy, making sure that I'm helping other people in whichever way that I can. Stuff.
So the biggest thing is like almost karma. Like you put out what you want to get back.
Yeah.
What is it? As above is below? No, that's not the same thing. Yeah. I was close, right? It's kind of close, no?
I guess not.
Okay. I'll edit that out. Guess what we're talking about? We're almost at 50 minutes, and I'm probably gonna boil it down to like 15. So I think we got some good stuff.
No, I agree.
I just have to put it together. Well, Ashanti, I think we covered a lot of great stuff, and I feel like a lot of people are gonna get some. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you for coming on and sharing your spirit, as we talked about earlier, with me. And hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Dorothy, play the music.
I knew the boy was a hoe. Pull up with the gang. You know that we buying it. What is your set, nigga? What is you claiming? I am a beast. You cannot time it. Don't point a finger. This shit can get dangerous. These niggas hate. These niggas plot. Ooh, we got money. I'm running this water. You say you a killer. Little nigga, stop it.